Deadpool Negative back here with a review of Transformers 31. Beginning the second Robert Kirkman arc that explains some of the weird stuff that was going on with Megatron in the first in his arc, in the first arc. Like Megatron was yelling at everybody, and then he got zapped by a laser beam, and we didn't know what happened to him. And now he's unconscious. And so this issue, written by Robert Kirkman, it takes entirely inside of Megatron's head for the most part. It's fascinating. It's an interesting take on the character's needs, and but this is also the second issue he did some drawn by Ludo Lullabi, and I am a fan of Ludo Lullabi's Ghost Pepper series. I don't talk about it in these videos because I have trouble. I like how it's written. I like the world building, but I honestly have trouble following the action. So I don't know how to really grade it. I mean, I keep buying it, but what's interesting in here is the layouts are still as crazy action-packed as they are in Ghost Pepper, which is sort of a sci-fi fantasy, that Image kind of specializes in, which is also published by Skybound. Post-apocalyptic. But here, the framing of the shots and just the base script looks much, much better than it normally does. Than in Ghost Pepper. Robert Kirkman's just a clearer writer than he is, I suppose. So what's going on here is there is an entity that is putting Megatron through tests inside his mind. You will serve our master. You will be doomed to die a trillion deaths. He's going through trials. By the time this issue opens, he's gone through the 6,353rd trial. Because Megatron will not be controlled by this entity. The entity says, "You carry the matrix of oppression. It is a means to dominate and oppress the weak. To fully embrace this power, you must accept that as also you is oppressed by me." And then there's some great Decepticon leaders before you. Surprise cameo! Kind of a little on the nose there, but it's them. The 10,000th trial. But it's there's some beautiful, beautiful work by Lullaby here of backgrounds and scenery, and then we get to the surprise, the sort of surprise. And I'm not going to say what the character's name is, but what's interesting is back in the very, very last page of Generation 2 by Simon Furman and Jeff Sr., which it was the original canon ending of the Marvel run. I don't know if well, it doesn't matter. We see a being called the Liege Maximo. And this is basically a reverse Optimus Prime. A being so dedicated to conquest and evil to balance out Optimus Prime's innate goodness. And Kirkman is doing a version of that. But it's asking, it's like trying to create revamp Megatron. What happens when the conqueror, to become the greater conqueror, needs to submit to something? And I think Kirkman's going in an interesting direction here. It's a beautiful issue. It's one of my favorites of the Kirkman run so far. But it's interesting how the being that Megatron finally confronts, the entity looks more like Prime than anything. I think that's an interesting idea. Again, like this is a good way to start the storyline because it's a fairly, if you haven't been reading the book, since it's fairly self-contained and has a neat cliffhanger. And I wonder if Kirkman plans to alter Megatron to his Generation 2 self or something that requires him not to turn into a gun. But we'll see what happens. Anyway, that's me for now. I once again recommend this book, and I will talk to you later.